Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. We have two news to render, all on the same vein. Of course, we're talking about Peter Obi. We're talking about the three major aspirants: Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and of course, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But this time around, it looks like Bola Ahmed Tinubu have decided to employ very strong media personnel that will be giving information to Nigerians exactly how it's happening. In fact, they believe that Atiku Abubakar should step down and support a candidate from the south. That's now the likes of Dayo Adeyeye, who seem to be rooting very strongly for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As if that's not all, the likes of the DG media campaign team of Peter Obi have decided to also speak on the issue of the fact that these other political parties, presidential aspirant, seem to be getting very jittery because the structureless party is riding on their structures. They get their own structures. A lot of things are going on, and this is more like a triangular news, each dissing one another, each bringing out, exposing one another's weaknesses. Is getting really interesting as the campaigns are about to heat up. Okay, let's go straight into the news. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's start with what Bola Ahmed Tinubu's media person has got to say about Atiku. Then we'll look at what Labour Party's person is talking about Peter Obi's structure and other political party aspirant. In 2023 presidential election, it keeps getting edging closer. Different people and different support groups of the main candidates for the 2023 presidential election has been voicing their different opinions concerning how the election should unfold. The latest support group to speak about 2023 election is a group known as Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju Tinubu Swaga. As if that's not enough, according to the Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju Tinubu, the presidential candidate of PDP Atiku Abubakar should step down for contesting for the office of the presidency in the 2023 election and support a candidate from the south. This was made known by the national chairman of the Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju Tinubu, Dayo Adeyeye. According to Dayo Adeyeye, Atiku Abubakar should withdraw from the presidential race and support a candidate from the southern Nigeria. According to Dayo Adeyeye, Atiku Abubakar should withdraw in the interest of fairness, equity, and justice. According to Adeyeye, Atiku's decision to contest for the 2023 presidential election goes against the constitution of PDP, which supports zoning. According to him, Atiku Abubakar cannot be trusted with power if he cannot abide by the rules within his own political party. According to him as well, Muslim ticket of Ahmed Tinubu is what will unify Nigeria. And he also went further to say that the government of Tinubu and Shatima will be fair to every Nigerian. According to him as well, Atiku Abubakar should not put national interest above his personal ambition. You can imagine each one of them trying to play down on their own weakness. Come on. So you are playing down, you are telling Atiku to resign because the Muslim ticket will work. Let's find out what the DG of Labour Party is saying concerning this whole matter, still on the same issue. The campaign director general of Labour Party, LP Donyu Okunkwe, has revealed that the obedient are working hard to build structures across the country. Donyu Okunkwe said, those who deride us and continue in willful denial of the potential and unstoppable strength of the Nigerian youth and the global obedience movement are doing so at their own peril. The structures they so much rely on are being eroded by the power of revolution. Let me quote him word for word. Those who deride us and continue in willful denial of potential and unstoppable strength of the Nigerian youth and the global obedient movement are doing so at their own peril. Day by day, the structures they say they so much rely on are being eroded by power of revolution. All politicians in the country understand that nobody can win presidential election without structures across the country. The structure must be huge, and that is why Donyi Okukwe is optimistic about the obedient movement. It is reaching the grassroots and eroding the old structures sealed by other parties. The 2023 politics should be different. A new leader will be produced, but such a leader should have the capacity to change the narrations in the country. The power of revolution should bring about change in the system. A lot of Nigerians have reacted to this, and let's start with what they're talking about Donyo Kukpa and the obedient movement. This one here is saying, "No Kukpa, you are a man. God bless you, sir." And the person here is saying, "Nigeria call obey. I will obey the call because I am obedient." And the person here is saying, "I am fully obedient now, but they will still count me in their structure. The truth is that they still count obedient as their structure." Okupe is talking, all right. And the person here say, "We are ready to vote in Peter Obi and Dati away with corrupt, stinking old late looters." And the person here say, "Doing your cook, but God will bless you for standing up at a critical time." And the person here say, "Why don't we don't need corrupt structure to vote?" And the person here say, "This is wishful thinking." Okay. And the person here say, "Okay." And the person here say, "You are very correct, though. We go scatter this useless structure or be for president." Okay, but for some of us who don't understand exactly where Donyo Kukpa is coming from, don't forget the structures we're talking about. All the structures Peter Obi or Labour Party or Obedient Movement are actually growing as structures that have already been in existence. Come on, let's face facts. Some of these guys that are rooting for Peter Obi were either members of the APC or PDP at some point, because these are the two major parties that existed anyway, or that are still in existence, or that are seen as the major and opposition party. So if they are not rooting for APC, they're rooting for PDP. So if at some point or at any time we now have Labour Party members or we now have Obedient Movement, that means that either one of them are they're either APC members or PDP members who have now ported as LP members or Obedient Movement. So technically speaking, Peter Obi is taking from their structures of APC and PDP to build his own structure. And this is actually done willfully. It's not like he's going there to preach to them and say, leave APC, leave PDP, join me. Just selling himself, selling his products as himself, telling what he's going to bring to the table, telling Nigerians what he's going to bring, the change he's going to bring, not the wishful change or wishful campaign or empty promises that was made to Nigerians some 4-5 years ago, some 6-7-8 years ago. But this is more like, okay, this is how I'm going to get it done. It brings in practicality, and it shows proof really on how it's going to go about it. Apart from course, security is based on the fact that it's security, it should be made public. Every other thing is it gives you breakdown of how it's going to achieve it. Unlike other political aspirants who have not told Nigerians anything, they just keep saying, just vote for us because we have a structure. And the question is in a structure we go chop. And these are the things that is bringing a lot of change. And Cooper is saying they call Labour Party structureless, but bit by bit, they're taking their structures to build their own structure, giving some sort of revolutionary look. That's we're going to wrap it up. You may have a contrary view on what Adeyeye said concerning Atiku to resign, and he believes that his principal rather have what it takes to unite Nigeria. Talking about an old man who probably may be suffering from amnesia, and now you're still Kukpa is also talking about the issue of structureless structure building up. Let's interact. What's your take? Have a nice time.